Hey there. What is a bidding war in real estate? And how does a bidding war work? What is the process? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Get your game on. We're going to war. This is Susan Thetford. Please, I encourage you, if you like things involved about Nashville, all things real estate, I encourage you, like this channel by subscribing. Hit the bell so that you don't miss a thing. Every week I drop a new video. So let's really break it down. What is a bidding war in a real estate transaction? What it means is this. There's more than one buyer who wants to buy a particular piece of property. You and one, or maybe 10, or maybe 20, who knows? Lots of other buyers want to buy this particular piece of property. Oh, and by the way, you don't know who they are, you don't know what they're going to offer, and you have no idea whether they're stronger than you are. But hey, join in the arena and let's fight it out. Here in Nashville, it's happening quite often for properties that are in specific areas, specific price points, and that are meticulously well done and well priced. That makes a property ripe for a bidding war. So before we begin, let me tell you, it can be one of the most emotional things that you will go through. You and your agent will go through the emotional highs of making your best offer and being sure you've gotten it, to then having to wait and potentially not get that home. It's hard, it's emotional, it's gut-wrenching, but it sometimes happens. So let's make sure we understand what you're in for, okay? So first, let's talk about how you know you're even in a bidding war. You make an offer with your agent, and your agent will take it to the seller or the seller's agent. At that time, the seller or the seller's agent will notify you that there are other offers on the table, that they are now calling for highest and best. That's the terminology that we use, and it should be in writing. We have multiple offers, but all offers should be in by X date. Maybe it's 48 hours later, but they should have a date, and they will be opened at this time, and tell you the time. And you know that at that point, they are asking you for your highest and best offer, and one of the many will be countered, accepted, or possibly rejected altogether. Those are the options that exist. But first, you have to know you're in a war, and you should be getting a notice. Now, let's get to the meat of this. How do you win? What are some strategies for winning that bidding war, or putting yourself in the best position possible to be able to win it? Number one, this is not the time to try to be Mr. Bigwig, and you're gonna really beat down the price. No, guys, this is not the time that you're going to get that price reduced. As a matter of fact, you're going to pay full price. In all probability, you're going to be paying far better than full asking price if you want to win that home. Start with your best offer, leave nothing on the table, and know you've done the best you can possibly do. This is not the time to lowball. Number two, this offer must be accompanied with a pre-approval letter. Now that's part of my strategy anytime someone's starting to look for a piece of property. That pre-approval letter must accompany any offer. Now, if you have any questions about what's the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification, check out that video. It tells you all about it. The number three strategy to put your offer in the very best position possible for you is you need to be flexible. Very flexible. And what I mean by that is this. Have your realtor call the seller's realtor and say, in the perfect world, when would you love a closing? When would you like possession to be? You say that the refrigerator in the garage stays, but do you really want it to stay because you don't want to move it, or would you really like to have it? Find out everything you can find out to make your offer as perfect beyond the dollars, to make your offer as perfect as possibly can be for this seller. Again, you're in a war, but you don't know what the competition is offering, and you don't know what the competition's strength is. do your best to be as flexible and offer and honor as much as possible what the seller wants, if you want that seller to be the one to accept your offer. Now, this fourth strategy is not new to my community. It's something that we've done for quite a while here in the Nashville area, but I'm going to give you an additional tweak to put you first and foremost in the minds of the seller. When you make an offer, anytime, I think, but especially in a bidding war, when you make an offer, accompany that offer not only with a pre-approval letter, but with a letter talking about you, your family, what you loved about their home, the things that attracted you the most to their home from the get-go. You want to create the emotional appeal to that seller as possible, especially if you know that they raised their family there. A home is a very emotional piece of someone's life. If you can connect with that through a letter, you will completely bring your offer to the forefront. I've seen it happen before where someone's offer was not the best dollar figure, but they wrote a compelling letter that hooked my seller's heartstrings, and they just, the extra $1,000 just didn't make that much of a difference. Hook that seller's heartstrings to your story, and if you can find out their story, find a commonality. This is where research is so important, way beyond the statistics of that piece of property. Now, I promised you how to one-up that, if you're willing to, because most are not. Do it in a video. Can you imagine a video with, maybe somebody's got 7 or 8 different offers and 5 of them wrote letters, great letters. But then someone also did a quick video. As husband and wife, they've got the 8-month-old child. They're talking about the grandparents who live in the neighborhood, and how amazing would it be to have your child grow up being able to walk to grandmom's house. Guys, that's an emotional appeal visually. They are already connected, not through the words, but to the visual. I promise you, if you're willing to do that, go that extra mile, because most will not, you have a really strong case, even if maybe your offer isn't the strongest offer. So there you have it. Not that tough, really. Lots of people want the same piece of property. Lots of people are bidding against you for that very same piece of property. And you might get it, you might not. I can tell you this. Any realtor who tells you they've won 100% of the bidding wars that they've been a part of have never been a part of a bidding war. You can do everything your best possible, no way any better. But if it's a cash buyer you're competing against, or somebody who doesn't have to do an appraisal, and you've got a loan, it's really hard to compete against that. And you just don't know. It's a little like The Bachelor. 7 women are competing against they don't have any idea how great each one of those dates were. They come home feeling wonderful. They did the best possible they could do, and he was smitten, and boy, they kissed good, and it was great. But you have no idea how somebody else's date went. There you go. It's an emotional roller coaster. Have someone along who knows how to help walk you through it and will ride that coaster with you the whole way through. And while you're here, go ahead and watch that video. I think you'll really enjoy it. But actually, that one's really good too. So, hard to choose. Go for either one. It can't go wrong. See you soon.